Good morning and welcome to Newswatch today. I'm Victoria Guerra.
And I'm Nathan Lamb. The U.S. Treasury may delay the tax deadline, and Grace Perkins will give us our full weather report.
Harvey Weinstein has been sentenced to prison, and Megan Rogers is here to bring us the latest in sports. This is Newswatch today.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Right now we have Grace Perkins here to give us our first look at the weather.
How's it looking out there, Grace?
Well, if you stepped outside this morning, you probably noticed that it's very cloudy outside, and we have some just really humid temperatures right now. Those clouds are going to be clearing out today, but our biggest concern is actually the winds, so make sure you're hanging onto your hat as you step out the door. Not a big chance for rain this morning, but we'll be seeing possibly some scattered showers later on today. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Grace. We'll hear more from you during your full forecast.
Well, right now we have Megan Rogers in the studio with us to bring us a story on one of Evangel's clubs. Megan?
Thanks, guys. Here at Evangel, there are many different clubs and organizations for students to be a part of. Fiber Arts Club is one of these opportunities. The Fiber Arts Club is a relatively new group on campus started last year by senior Allison Maddox.
And I had a friend actually that taught me how to knit, and then I'd met several people along the way that also knew how to knit and crochet, and so it was kind of like, at first I thought, oh, I'm probably one of the few people that knows how to do this, but then I was like, other people want to know how to do this or already do and want to have a place to do that, and so I thought that it would be great to have the sort of like knitting circle that's kind of dying out, where like people got together every week or every couple weeks and knit together and prayed and shared their lives and just like had a sense of community.
The club welcomes those who can knit, sew, cross-stitch, and crochet, along with anyone who simply wants to learn. You can find the club tucked away in the back corner of the Instructional Resource Center in Zimmerman 204 on Thursday nights. Each meeting starts with reading a devotion, prayer, and fellowship.
Some weeks Tuesday evening is the only time I make progress on my projects, but more importantly is a time I treasure to connect with my friends. I know about their cares and concerns, and they know my worries and joys. I'm invested in helping them as a sounding board, cheerleader, helpmate, or prayer partner.
Fiber Arts Club is a great way to get connected here on campus, so make sure to check out their next meeting on Thursday, March 25 at 5:15 p.m. Back to you, Victoria.
Thank you, Megan. After more than 1,000 cases of the coronavirus in the U.S. has been reported, the Treasury is likely to postpone the tax deadline to a later date as part of a broader fiscal stimulus effort, according to the Wall Street Journal. President Trump has also requested that Congress temporarily suspend payroll taxes to help boost the economy. The specifics detailing how the filing delay would work and how long the extension would be have not been established. President Carol Taylor of Evangel University has announced that all university-sponsored international travel for the remainder of the semester has been canceled after concerns of a high probability of encountering the coronavirus and being quarantined at international airports upon returning to the U.S. President Taylor and vice presidents of the university met with Mr. Clay Goddard, director of Springfield-Greene County Health Department, to review situations and help keep our community safe. Dr. Sherry Phillip urges students to take extra caution as they travel for spring break, and evangel.edu posted a notice for students, faculty, and staff reminding them that they should take any vital belongings, including laptops, books, notes, and medications, with them before leaving on spring break in case of illness or if the university needs to move classes to online as well. So that is just an extra precaution. Again, not saying that anything has happened, but that is just taking those necessary precautions to make sure that campus is remaining safe.
Well, certainly something to pay attention to as the situation progresses on. Well, if you were about to stop by the Joust on Tuesday night, you would have been in for a night of food, music, and games. Kirby Groves has more on the story.
Have you ever needed time to unwind during this busy semester? AB has a plethora of events going on all the time, one of which happened earlier this week called Gone Camping, a relaxed summer camp themed party.
My name is Alwyn, I'm on the event team for Gone Camping, and just tonight I've been helping out with the fishing. It's just an event. It's more of just like a chill hangout event, the Joust, and it's summer camp themed. It's just kind of hang out and socialize.
The event itself is a style known as Create Your Own, and I had the opportunity to sit with the event coordinator, Alexa Reed, to figure out what the premise is.
It's a variation of an event called Create Your Own. So every semester we create our own event. Last semester it was the retro night where we had video games and live Pac-Man, and so this semester it's Gone Camping. Next semester it could be something else. It's just whatever the event team decides they want it to be.
Gone Camping even hosted opportunities for more outdoor involvement.
People are signing up to join Outdoor Adventure Club, work club, that wants to go camping, go hiking, and wants to have other people who enjoy those things come and enjoy it with us.
There were many fun activities displayed throughout the Joust where this event took place, and lots of food to be had. But the best part of the event was the time people got to share with each other.
Hold on to your meatballs if somebody sneezes.
Gone Camping is a great throwback event for people to hang out and have some fun in the Joust. Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Kirby Groves.
Well, raw sewage continues to be a problem in one Springfield neighborhood. Sewage has spilled out of underground pipes and into the yards of homes near the corner of Roosevelt and High Street. Neighborhood resident Lisa Casey, who lives directly next door from the house where a sewage pipe burst, says that the foul odor has lingered for months and has now filed complaints to the city. City officials are working to fix the problem as soon as possible. The sewage pipe on the property has been capped and repairs are to start as soon as weather permits. Film producer Harvey Weinstein has been sentenced to 23 years in prison for rape and sexual assault in a case that ignited the Me Too movement. The sentence in Manhattan State Court was less than the maximum 29 years requested by prosecutors, but could amount to an effective life sentence for the 67-year-old Weinstein, who has reportedly been in frail health conditions. The Pulp Fiction producer was found not guilty of the most serious charges, 2 counts of predatory sexual assault for which he could have been sentenced to life in prison. He also was acquitted on first-degree rape. Weinstein will serve his sentence in an upstate New York prison.
Coming up next, universities go online.
And Victoria will sit down with Caleb Dismore to talk about exciting spring break plans.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Well, in a rather dramatic move, at least a dozen colleges and universities across the country have canceled in-person classes and switched to teaching their courses online as the battle against the novel coronavirus in the United States is continuing to spread. Many schools, including Harvard, Princeton, Stanford, Columbia, and many others, have announced that they will be taking social distancing measures to prevent further infections. The virus, which originated in China last year, has spread to more than 110 countries, areas, or territories worldwide and affected over 100,000. More than 4,000 have died as a direct result of the virus. Well, now we're going to join Victoria in an interview about Heartsong's spring tour. Victoria?
Thanks, Nathan. Evangel University has several worship groups on campus, one of those being Heartsong. And this morning we have Caleb Dismore, who's a vocalist for Heartsong, here with us. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here.
So why don't you just go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself, what year you are here at Evangel, and a little bit how you got started with Heartsong.
I'm a sophomore here. I am a church leadership major with a worship leadership minor. And I don't know, my older siblings were in Heartsong whenever they were here a few years ago, and I really love just watching them as they sang with him. And I'm just like, man, I really want to be a part of something like that because God is doing awesome things in that group.
That's awesome. And so this is your second year, first year on Heartsong?
This is my second year.
Okay,
So
cool.
I started my freshman year.
All righty, that is awesome to hear. So how long have you just been singing in general?
Well, probably like my whole life because my whole family is very musical. I probably started singing when I was like 6 years old. And then I think my first time I sang in like church was probably like 8 years old or something like that. And I was so nervous. I still get kind of nervous sometimes, but not as bad. But,
yeah. Definitely. I bet it always can be a little nerve-wracking getting on stage and performing, but you're using your talents to help glorify the Lord. And so kind of with that, you're using your talents in Heartsong. Tell us a little bit about Heartsong specifically and kind of their ministry and what they do.
Okay, yeah. So usually throughout the semester, we'll just go to different churches around Springfield and Missouri and whatnot. And then just, of course, every spring break, we always go on like a trip somewhere. Like last year, we went to New Jersey and New York City, and it was really fun. Got to minister to a lot of people. It was a lot of fun, yeah.
That's really cool. And there's several different other worship teams on campus,
Yeah.
Traveling, not traveling. What kind of distinguishes Heartsong from the other groups as well?
One of the biggest things is we're a contemporary worship team, but we almost have like a gospel vibe to it a little bit. So I think that's kind of like one of the biggest differences between all the other groups. And I think that's probably the biggest difference between them.
Definitely, cool. Yeah. Now you mentioned that you guys go each year on spring break trips.
Yeah.
We've got spring break coming up.
Yeah.
So where are you guys going this year?
This year we are going to Florida. So we are heading straight for, we're going to Florida this year, and then as we come back up, we're going to head through Tennessee, and it's going to be a real fun time. So.
When do you guys leave? How long? Is it the whole week or?
So Friday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, we're leaving. So it's going to be a little rough, but I know it's going to be really, really fun, and it's going to be worth waking up that early. Definitely. So, and then we're going to come back the Monday after spring break. So,
That's exciting. That is exciting to hear, and being able to go and show Heartsong off to other schools and churches, and kind of just show a little part of Evangel is really cool to kind of hear about really cool. And all that stuff. Do you guys sell any merchandise, or can you get music online, anything like that, for other people who would not have heard of Heartsong or not been able to listen to them live? Where can they find that at?
Yeah. So we actually do sell merch. We just came out with some last week. If you go to like our Instagram or our Facebook, you can find a link right there, and you can find these really awesome shirts, hoodies, and basically anything that, really anything that you can think of. And also for music, we haven't recorded anything recently and released it, but there are some stuff that has been released in the past years, like on Spotify and iTunes. So.
That's awesome. That's cool. Exciting to hear. With your plans for spring break, we're going back to that a little bit. So you guys go to churches and different schools, or just churches that you guys mainly stay at?
So we go to both schools and churches. So a lot of the time we'll just go to churches and we'll stay with just people in the church, stay in their homes. And but every once in a while we'll go to like a school and we'll do like their chapel service, or just do like a special night of worship. And it's a lot of fun just worshiping with a lot of like kids and just helping them connect with God. And it's really, really a lot of fun. It's really cool.
And what has kind of been your favorite, real quick, your favorite place that you have visited?
That's a tough one.
Hey, you know, there's a
Yeah.
lot of places.
I think one of my favorite places was in Ohio last year. It was a pretty big church and whatnot, and my parents got to come and they got to see us perform and whatnot, and it was just a lot of fun. I think that was probably the reason why, just because my parents got to come and visit. So
Definitely, that's really cool, and that's awesome to hear. Well, I hope you guys have a great performance with going down to Florida, and safe travels and everything. So we thank you so much for being here this morning with us. And don't forget to check out Heart Song on music streaming services such as iTunes. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Victoria. Well, joining me now is Grace. Grace, what can we be expecting as we head into the weekend before spring break?
Well, this weekend is going to be mostly nice, a little bit of rain in the area, and then with spring, the official day of spring, next week we are going to be expecting lots of rain and just kind of a mix of warm weather and humid weather. So you'll hear more about that in my full forecast coming up next.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The first half of the semester is all over, and with that said, we take a second to ask our campus what they would be doing for spring break. Jay King has more on the story.
With the first half of the semester coming to an end and midterms also coming in passing, students are looking forward to their next venture, Spring Break 2020 edition.
My plans was originally gonna try to go to South by Southwest, but you know that Rona out here, Corona, they canceled it, so that's out the books. My cousins don't want to go to South Padre, but the way things looking, I don't know. But besides that, probably just go home, chill with my family.
I'll be heading home, back to Texas. Most likely going to be, hanging out with some friends, staying at home, spending time with my family, my dad, my brother, my mother.
Midterm breaks are always looked forward to among students on our campus, and this year's spring is no exception. Although some plans have been altered due to the coronavirus, we still see our students looking forward to returning home to their families and getting some much-needed downtime.
A bushfire spread across a popular hiking spot in Fishkill, New York, Monday afternoon. The fire continued to burn into Tuesday, destroying 150 acres and several vehicles parked in a lot nearby. Hikers were on the trail at the time, but luckily hiked down to safety as no injuries have been reported. The National Weather Service did warn of an elevated risk of fire in the area as gusty winds were an issue. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Well, that must have been a sight to see, kind of just walking in your hike and then you see fire on your vehicle, which unfortunately, nobody ever wants to see that when they go on a hike, but it's still glad to hear that they are all safe.
Yeah, certainly an unexpected surprise. Glad to hear they are all okay. Well, now we're going to throw it over to Grace for our full weather forecast for the day. Grace, over to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, we do actually have high winds here ourselves today. In fact, we're going to be getting up to 12 miles an hour, even 18 in some areas, so it's definitely going to be a gusty day today. Right now is partly cloudy skies, 59 degrees. Humidity is 93%, so it's going to be very humid outside today, very windy. There's a small chance of precipitation right here in the morning hours, probably until lunchtime today, but I do expect that to kind of fade off until later on tonight, or we might see some more rain going into Friday morning. Now later on today, we're going to get up to actually some pretty good temperatures here in the area, 76 degrees. Those clouds are going to clear out from this morning. We're going to have some beautiful sunny skies later on today. Again, though, that wind is our biggest concern as we head into tomorrow and possibly some rain for tomorrow as well. Now, going on to tonight, we're going to get back down to 57. Honestly, we are seeing some great spring temperatures already, so it's going to be a great weekend to get outside and just enjoy that weather. But clear skies tonight, or mostly clear skies tonight heading into tomorrow. There is a small chance of rain tonight. That's the only thing happening. A quick look at our next 8 hours to see how high we're going to get temperature-wise. 10 a.m. is going to be 61 degrees. By 12, we'll be all the way up to 69 degrees. And then by 2 to 4, around that 71 degree range. However, I think in some areas, we're going to be looking at 76 degrees, even 80 degrees further south towards the Branson area. So it's actually going to be a very nice day to get outside if you're able to. Quick look at the radar just to see what we're looking at precipitation-wise. Right here, you can see that we have those scattered showers that are going to be hanging around just in these morning hours until later tonight when we might see some again. But most of the rain and precipitation is actually up north, just missing us by a little bit, not too much, but we won't be having a whole lot of precipitation here right now. National forecast, you can see that we're just missing these thunderstorms that are heading out with this low pressure system. Again, those chances of rain are possible. It's not likely to be happening until really later this weekend and into Sunday night is where we're going to see the most rain and most chances of those thunderstorms. Now our national highs. All across the country, we're actually experiencing those warmer spring temperatures. They still have some colder temperatures in the 30s and 40s up north, but for the most part, we're actually having a really nice early spring, kind of a nice little surprise as we just came out of winter, and it's been honestly just nationwide we've been experiencing these temperatures. Now a quick look at our 6-day forecast. Now tomorrow is going to be partly cloudy, 53 degrees. Lows are going to be in the 30s next week on spring break for Evangeline mini schools across the area. Saturday, we're going to be having some rain. Now, Saturday and then Sunday night is when we're going to have the most chances of rain, and then Wednesday is actually when we actually have those thunderstorms in the area. Highs are going to be in the 60s and 50s next week. It's honestly going to be a pretty decent spring break, just scattered chances of rain here and there, and then the biggest chance, of course, is Wednesday with those thunderstorms. That's all I have for right now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Grace. Coming up, we'll look at the difference between the flu and the coronavirus.
Also ahead, the latest in sports with Megan Rogers. We'll be right back.
What are you, superhero?
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchool.com.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Well, with similar symptoms, it can be challenging to differentiate among the flu, allergies, and the novel coronavirus. But doctors say there are several ways to tell them apart. Sneezing and itching are the hallmark symptoms of seasonal allergies, while fever, headaches, and body aches are the key symptoms of the flu. And unlike the flu, symptoms of the coronavirus seem to take longer to show up, and the illness appears to linger for weeks once someone is infected. The most prominent symptoms of coronavirus are a dry cough and shortness of breath. With many different kinds of sickness going around, experts suggest that if you experience any of these symptoms, it is best to be safe and go get checked out by a medical professional. Well, some exciting news broke recently as our Crusader women's basketball team will be heading to the national tournament.
That is super exciting to hear, and I know, fans on campus, fans all across the state, families and friends, they're all super excited, and I can't wait to see how they will be going up. With more on sports, we have Megan Rogers filling in for Jay King. Megan?
Thanks, guys. The Evangel women's basketball team found out Wednesday evening that they would be featured in this year's NAIA college basketball tournament. Evangel finished the season with 20 wins but fell short in the conference tournament. However, strong play throughout the year paid off as now they will enter for the first time in over 10 years. The NBA released a statement Wednesday afternoon stating that it would now be suspending the remainder of the season until further notice. The news came shortly after NBA center Rudy Gobert was checked and confirmed to be carrying the coronavirus ahead of a game in OKC. The NBA looks to hold a meeting with its owners and find a way to resume the season eventually with the players' health in mind first. The March Madness tournament will be held without any fans in attendance this year. In efforts to defend against the coronavirus, the tournament is going to be held in the same venue, but without anyone in the stands as spectators. College basketball will resume its television broadcast, and people can still see the tournament via live stream. The Chinese Basketball Association has recently issued a statement against some of its players, demanding they return to the cities they are contracted to. The CBA has had trouble getting stronger players to the NBA, as the NBA still dominates that market, and the coronavirus has added fears of travel for players. As a result, a portion of contracted CBA players have refused to return, and in taking action, the CBA may implement lifetime bans. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Megan. When we return, we'll get another look at Grace's forecast.
And a Springfield man wins the lottery. Stay with us.
The best.
Oh, thank you. Did you see anyone's broccoli? You moved in? Thanks for helping us. No problem. You strawberries? You're welcome.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What would you do with $1 million? Jeffrey Cunningham, a Springfield man, has just become the latest person to win $1 million with the Missouri Lottery's 50 times lucky scratch-off ticket. According to Missouri Lottery's news release, the ticket was purchased at 4020 West Battlefield Street. Cunningham said he had looked at it a couple times before realizing he had won. And with those winnings, he plans to buy a new house. Well, how exciting is that to win? And, you know, Missouri Lottery has actually been giving away over $42 million just within the past June of 2018 to June 2019 for residents here in Springfield County. So that is kind of cool to hear and kind of like interesting like to think, wow, that much money has been given away. But what would you do with $1 million? I have to ask.
I would probably go buy a gallon of water. Got to stay hydrated.
There you go.
And
All
with
right.
that said, we're going to throw over to Grace for our final look at the forecast for today. Grace, over to you.
Thanks, guys. Well, this upcoming spring break is actually looking very nice with some scattered chances of rain here and there. Highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s. Partly cloudy skies on Sunday. That's going to be the best day to get outside. And then on Wednesday is our biggest chance of storms. So we'll keep you posted on that. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Grace. Well, enjoy your break, everybody. Take some time off, relax, as spring is finally here.
Definitely, and make sure to keep safe out there with all those precautions going on during spring break as well. That's all we have for today. I'm Victoria Guerra.
And I'm Nathan Lamb. This has been Newswatch Today. Please join us again in a couple weeks.